Jeff Bezos has a snake tongue. It's gray like a snake. It is. And I wonder if he's a real human. Really? Is he a real... I'm trying to see my tongue. My tongue's not gray. My tongue is pink. His tongue is gray like that snake's. And you have to ask yourself, Gina, why did you stick your tongue out? Well, I wanted to compare my tongue with his tongue. I got a human tongue, and my human tongue is... it's pink. It's not gray like his tongue. That's what I mean. And a snake's tongue, a snake is a form of a reptilian. It is. And he just so happens to have what looks like gray in his mouth. Now, I wonder if I would have gray in my mouth. Let me see. Gina, you going to have gray in your mouth? I'm going to try to see if I can make gray in my mouth. No. Because my tongue's always going to be the color it is. It's going to be pink. But his is gray. So it doesn't matter if I turn the lights off. It don't matter. He's got a gray tongue. And how come he has a gray tongue if he's completely human? I'm going to see if I'm on here. I just want to see if I can even be heard, because sometimes I not heard. I get myself in trouble. Hello, Polly Temple Honey. Happy birthday, Polly Temple Honey. Today's Polly Temple's birthday, you are. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Polly. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more birthdays, Polly. Yeah. Well, Mr. Bezos doesn't have any bottom teeth in this. They're kind of covered out. They are. That's right. But he's got a gray tongue. Gina, you have a gray tongue. No, I don't. My tongue's not gray. It's pink. And it doesn't look like a snake's either. Now, if we were to do this, and we will, yeah, let's I've got it already pulled up on here. I'm going to move me out of the way. I've got a window share, a window capture. Just going to stick myself a little bit up here and stick this picture over here because he's got a gray tongue like a reptilian. This is him. See, I kind of zoomed up on his face. I did. To where you can see him. And he didn't really look totally human. He didn't. Let me, I'm on the window capture. I'm on the window capture now. Watch his tongue. You going to watch it? You're going to watch his tongue. See if we can get his tongue up big enough for you to see it. See? Oh, that's wonderful, Polly, honey. Yeah. So let's look at this. Somebody else got the birthday too? Danny, honey, you got a birthday? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah, so watch his tongue. Watch it. I got to make sure he's big enough. His mouth is big enough for his tongue to be seen. Watch his tongue. Look at him. See it? And in his neck. We did a video like this too. His wrinkles in his neck, but it's his mouth. His mouth is... Let's get his mouth. Can you see? No. See, we got to make his mouth bigger. His mouth needs to get a lot bigger than what it is now. So you can see his tongue in his mouth. Can you see it? Trying to look in his mouth better. Can you see his mouth? Okay, his teeth look a little strange. And he really may not be human. He may not, but we're going to see. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to move his mouth. If we can. I may be too far on it here, but I'm going to do it, you all. Okay. Watch him. Oh my gosh. What on earth? What is that? How did his mouth get like that? He may not be a real human. He really may not, but that mouth, see, he's got that over here on the side of his mouth. It's white. He's got something on his tongue. He's got gray on one part of his tongue. Gina, can y'all see his tongue? I need to make his face bigger. Can you see his tongue? Because I can't see. If you're on a cell phone, you ain't going to be able to see his tongue. We got to make him bigger so you can see his tongue. And his tongue, you're going to have to have his whole mouth on here. He's got an outline on his head. He looks like he's a green screen. See the outline on his head? He's not even real. He's got a green screen head, too much color around his ears, and look at his tongue. He's got white protrusions coming out of his tongue, and he's got a gray protrusion coming out of the side of his tongue, the left side of his tongue. Can you see it? See that right there? It's like right there is a protrusion coming out of the left side of his tongue. I know that's not his teeth over there. It's not his teeth. And then like right here, you're looking right there. He's got something right there, this white stuff. I don't know what this white stuff is. And then, down below him, see his mouth? Can you look inside his mouth? See what you can see down there? You're trying to look in his mouth. I'm trying to look inside his mouth like that to see if I can see anything in his mouth. I really am. Watch while we move his mouth. Watch him. Look at that. You see his mouth? Watch him. Do you think that's normal? And if he's a green screen, why does he got a gray tongue? We're watching his mouth. He's chewing Bluetooth. He's chewing a Bluetooth? He's chewing his tooth? How can he chew his tooth? He can't chew his tooth. I'm trying to see how we could incorporate his teeth. His teeth in his mouth. Get his teeth situated in his mouth straight with it all messed up inside his mouth. How can we get his mouth straight with his teeth? It's going to be practically impossible. You see it? Wait. How come only part of his tongue is gray? Then look what happens. What is this? What's going on with his tongue? What is it? See his tongue? Oh! Oh, this is going to be even better. Let's move to his hand. His hand has dark. Look at the screen I'm looking at. I got sweat rolling down me. Watch his body. Okay, he's got his body right here. This is his body. Watch him. Watch him move his whole body. How are you going to do it, Gina? Like this. Watch him. See him? Okay, watch this. Okay, now we're going to come back to me. Watch him. We're going to move him up. Look at his fingers. I'm going to go to his fingertips. Why does his fingers have black tips at the top of his fingers? Does that look normal to you? Is he supposed to have black tips at the top of his fingers? Well, his thumb looks totally out of place over there. I don't know what's wrong with his. Look at his thumb. Can you see that? His fingers have black tips at them. You think he's real? He's got claws? Is that his claws? Wait. Okay, now his hand is up there. He cut his fingers off. He's got a glove on. He's got a glove on his hand. Can you see that? Does that not look like a rubber glove on his wrist? Like you could have put you some surgical gloves on and make them kind of clear. Look like that, the end of a rubber glove on your hand right there. Look how it's like, look, it doesn't even look like a shirt. It doesn't. Oh, Gina. That is, I got too much of his hand. That's his hand, and his fingers are cut off right there. Now you know that, let me shrink him down. I got him a little bit too big. You're a little bit too big, Mr. Bezos. Your head has a dark outline on it too, so I'm going to kind of shrink you down to life size a little bit so we can see you better. You want to see your hand that has some of its digits cut off at the top. You can see like straight across here, his fingertips are cut straight off right there. They're cut straight off right there. They got little points. So if anybody works in digital art, like graphic design, if you're a digital artist, do you put little black points on the tips of the fingers to signify where the finger moves and stuff? Do you do that? If you do like digital, like deep fakes and stuff like that, do you do that? We got some Puffy Anderson fake news trolling channel reptilian. Is that what he is, a reptilian? Because look at his fingers. He doesn't have normal fingers either. He's a germaphobe. What is a germaphobe? He's got rubber gloves on because he's a germaphobe. Why is he germaphobe? Because he's afraid he's going to get an infection from the human beings if he's some kind of a species and he doesn't want to be infected by them. Is that what it is? Let's come over here. This was a... Oh, okay. Okay, you all look at him. See him right here? He's moving his hand. See him? Let's watch it. Watch his hand go up. Okay, let's look at his hand big time. Gina, can you get your act together? Yeah, okay, watch him move his hand. So watch this crease on his hand right here. I know that's not his shirt. And I know I don't know. He probably don't have a string wrapped around his wrist or a band, but these dark prints at the tip of his fingers. These are... This has got to be some type of a CGI image or something like that to have the black points on it. It's bound to be, or it's his cloaking device. And it's got receptors at the end of his fingers to keep his cloaking to keep him cloaked. It could be receptors. Now now let's think about this. You can put on these suits. You know those suits you can put on? They're like a mesh suit. You put it on your body and it has points at the fingertips. You know what I'm talking about? You put this suit on. It's like a costume and there's tips at your fingers and stuff. And you move around, and when people see you on the TV, they see a different image because you've got a holographic suit on. You know what I'm talking about? Do you? You know what I'm talking about? You've seen that in the movies. They put this fake suit on, and it's got these things at the tips and stuff, and you move around. And when you're on the green screen and stuff, that's when they bring your body to life. They bring it to life, you all. That's what that looks like. Can you see the tips of his fingers up there? Let me see if you can see them. We're going to look at the tips of his fingers because I think this is like, he's got electrodes up here at the tip of his fingers. Can you see them now? I think that's probably what this is. See if we can see them. Just going to bring it up, you all. Gina, we can't see nothing because you got your face in the way. Okay, y'all, I'm pushing this just screen, and I don't know. Okay, can you see the tips of his fingers now? Yes, a variety. Thank you, Blackjack Gator. A virtual, my nose is itching. A virtual reality suit, thank you. I really got to sneeze you, and I don't want to sneeze. Okay, you see them. There's the tips of his fingers. I think he's got a virtual reality suit on. He's in the metaverse, is what he's in. Can you see the fingertips? Mm-hmm. Yep, they're going to wear all the black suits with the ping pong balls on them. That's right. So we got that. Then let's push this back here, you all. And, but at his wrist, he either got a string around his wrist or a rubber band, or he's got some kind of gloves on his. Well, his fingers got webbing. Look at his fingers. There's like a webbing going across right here. Can you see the webbing? You can see through his fingers because that's supposed to be the other part of the economic. It's part of the letter on the wall. Can you see it? Let's bring that photo up. It's part of the letter on the wall is what it kind of looks like, this white part. How it would go around. I think it is. And it's kind of see-through in that spot. Can you see what I mean? It looks like it's part of the E-C-O-M-O-N-I, the part of the C right there in his hand. Right there. Going across. They got the tips on the fingers. He's a holographic person. Transparent, thank you. Let's put this back to me. We're talking about his gray tongue, and he does have a gray tongue on his tongue. Gray color on his tongue. You can watch him move his hands. And okay. He's got a suit on because there is a shadow. I've got to get out of the way. There's a shadow right here beneath me. He's got some kind of suit. You can see the shadow of his fingers right next to me. See them? Right there. So he does have something like that on him. Let's bring him down. Gina, we're going to bring you down. I'll go down when it's my time. I will. I wanted to see his hand. Because no. If he has a white shirt on, his white shirt is not going to come up underneath this watch that he has on. It's not going to do it because that's not how it works. It won't come up underneath here, but it is coming up underneath there. I wish he'd move his finger. Oh, watch this. Look at this. This is really wild. Look at what's up here above his finger. We got a brown color right here. Can you see it beneath me? A brown color at the tip of his finger. Why is that brown color there? Can you see that brown color underneath me where his finger is? It's watch it as he moves it. Let me move myself. Watch him as he moves his hand. You can see the brown color. Now let's move his hand. The brown color disappears. Go ahead and move it. And then we see the rest. It's part of the whole body. Can you see the tips of his hands still? It's got those points on them. Points on his hands. He likes to move his hands. Is what he likes to do. Let's go back to his mouth. Jeannie, you want to go back to his mouth? I want to look at his mouth because his hands looks kind of wild. They really do. Let me shrink myself down. We got to find his face. Okay, watch his face now. I'm trying to watch his mouth this time if you're just tuning in. And why does his ear look a little bit odd? It does look a little bit odd. Let me see. Well, mine looks a little odd too. Let's see what happens with his mouth. Okay. We want to see your mouth. But your ear. Can you see his ear? Does his ear look like a normal ear? His ear looks like a fake ear. Does that look like a fake ear on his head? Look at his nose. There's something wrong with his nose. Can you see his nose? Look at his nose. It doesn't look right. Let's make his nose bigger. Let's make his face bigger in this area, you all. There's something wrong with him. Now look at him. Look at his nose. He's missing part of his nose. He is. And his face. His face is going straight. Let me tell you how am I going to do this. His face is going, I can't do my hand the right way. His face is going straight down at an angle. It's too sharp of an angle. Right here, too sharp, right here. See it? They messed his nose up, his face up, he's got a square there. His ear does not look normal. It looked like they just slapped an ear on him. It does. Underneath this collar, if this is a human, it's got a mask on underneath it because where the collar is, there's a difference of color down there. Then look at his chin. Gina, you'd look the same thing if you was on camera. They'd make you look like that too. Okay, see, I moved his face. What happens when I move his face? See, look at this. What's that under his chin down there? Can you see it? Down there underneath his chin. Looks like a circle under his chin. Do the robots have on any of the sci-fi movies, do they have a circle underneath their chin like that? Do they? Because they look like there's something like that under his chin. You know, like a plug-in device. They're going to plug you in right there under your chin. Let's move him again. We're going to move him a little bit more so you can look at him. It might be a wrinkle. But his nose looks off because he doesn't look real. He's making his nose bigger. His nose got bigger. See his nose? His nose. Oh, they smeared his nose. Look how they smeared his nose. Can you see the smear on his nose? They smeared the color all on his nose. Can you see it? See the big blotch they did? Like they took some kind of foundation and they just smeared it all over his nose. I don't think he's real. Just like, look how his eye is messed up. His eye is messed up right there too. They messed his eye up. Trying to look at his eye. It's like tilted like that. He's got, well, his nose don't look right. It don't look right, you all. It really don't. I want to keep him on here to see if they change his nose any. You think it's the light shining on his face? He looked like he's in pain. You think he was in pain? This don't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. I'm going to shrink me down. I don't want his head getting on my head. Look at that. And his ear looks different. His ear is now more round over there. Before, when he was at a different view, his ear was not as round as it is now. Now it's really round. But I don't think it was before. His right eye is black. Okay, now he's got a big ear. Now his ear is big. And it doesn't look as round. It doesn't. See, it's kind of elongated a little bit. But as he moves his head, you can see his ear looks a little longer. Just watch it. Wow. He even look like he's got a face in his neck too. Look at his mouth. Think he's trying? If he's a real humanoid-like thing, you think he's trying to maintain his composure? Watch it. She does it. Hold it. Hold your breath. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Wonder if he's trying to keep his tongue in his mouth. I don't know what else is on here. Let me see. Oh, he took away his face. Watch his neck. See, look at his neck now. There is a smear. There's a smear going down straight from here. It's a gray smear. And there's not smooth edges. Over here it looks like it's going straight up. A straight up thing. His neck's got some wrinkles right here, and over here it's smooth. There is no definition in his jaw. I'm going to have to shrink him because I made him too big again. We got to look at him a little bit better. I took it too far down, you all. Really did. You have took it too far. That's why you get yourself in trouble. You get yourself in trouble and get your channel in trouble. Okay. There he is. Okay. Let's look at the rest of his face. Okay, that smear is the line on the flag. That's what looked like a robot. Doing his head like that. During that interview, he often turns his head to the side like that when he does something. Like, you know how Data would do when something was wrong with Data? He'd turn his head to the side like that. On Star Trek. Look how smooth his neck is down there. His nose is messed up. They messed his nose up. So what can we do if he's not human? See, watch how he does his head, like a robot. He could be a humanoid, but then he could be a hologram, the way he does his head, his neck. Humanoid, hologram, reptilian, but he doesn't look completely human. That's the one thing. He don't look completely human at all. Moving his head there like that too. He's some kind of advanced species is what it looked like. Some type of advanced species. I don't think it's too far-fetched to think that. I really don't. It's like he's got something on his neck. Now, granted, you could probably make anybody look like this. But I don't know. Look, look. There goes the side of his face again. It's the shadow, like. There goes his head over there to the side. There goes his robot-looking thing. It's like his whole head changed again. It does look like he's got something on the top of his head going all the way across. Like right, you know, like the cone heads things. What if he's got a rubber mask on his head now? Gina, you have said so many theories, so many you've made so many hypotheses. Well, what if he does have like some kind of rubber thing on the top of his head? Somebody shaved their head, they got a rubber thing on their head, and it's right here for the top. But then I don't know how to explain the rest because now he's got a totally smooth face, a totally smooth neck, and everything. Totally. He does. So look as if got a big head. Now let's see him again. Okay, I'm almost at the end of it. And the vein is popping out in his head. He kind of looked like he has red eyes. Of course, he could have a tinge of something. He could have a tinge of reddish brown and something like that. He could. Okay, watch this. This is what he looks like sitting still. So he's like this. There's his mouth. There's his tongue. He's got the gray tongue. He does. So he moves his head to the side like this. I want to see him move his head. Gina, you go too fast. I know I do. See, I'm getting hot up here. Like he brings his neck back around. Let's see what he looks like normal. Just going to bring his neck back around. I got it in slow-mo so you can see it. Watch him bring his neck back around. Just the way he moves his neck. Like he moves it to the side to snap something and recalculate. Slowly move your head back. But I think he's going to move his head to the side again to do another recalculation. Can you move your head to the side again like you did? Okay, there it is. He did it again. Bring it back around. There it is again. If you look at his ear at the top, it kind of looked like a hologram too. Look at his ear at the top. He's got a dark outline around his ear, you all. I'm kind of at odds of whether this is a hologram, a green screen, or some kind of... See, he's got some kind of holographic suit on. He's got some kind of outline around his ear and his head. You may not be able to see the outline, but there is. It's around his physical body, his exposed skin. And this hand looks kind of fine for now. It does. I'm gonna like end this video. I've been talking on it too much. Where's my one thing? He's got a gray tongue, like a reptilian. He does. Let me pull this over here because I got to get out from here because it's getting too hot up here for me. It's got a gray tongue, and you know snakes have gray tongues. They do. And it was only during a certain time that his tongue showed up gray, just like that snake's tongue. The other times he was just kind of looking really weird. He wasn't looking right. He wasn't look like he had points at the end of his fingertips and stuff like that. It does. So, I don't know about him. I really don't know about much that we see on TV. I don't. The people that are on there, the things that are on there, I don't. But I am going to go. Thank y'all for your comments. And hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's 38 minutes and 15 seconds that we've been on here. That's right. His neck does look weird. It does. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night. Love you.